Afternoon, people. Back with another video. This one I'm just gonna like shift over to a different project. It's called STRKnet. I think I've mentioned it before in previous videos, but basically I'm sort of speculating whether or not they're gonna come out with their token. So as you can see here, I've got like up Etherscan, which is basically shows the addresses of every token out there, every transaction, and you can sort of track what's going on with specific tokens and addresses. And as you can see, this is the STRKnet token address. They've got a max total supply of 10 billion tokens, and they've been on chain since I think last summer, so for about a year. The tokens have been issued, but they have no value because they haven't been given to people or projects as of yet. Um, but looking at the transactions from like a day ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, you can see here that yeah, the tokens are starting to be distributed out to certain smart contracts. And basically, what this tells me is that it's due. It looks like maybe in the next couple months, maybe the end of the year. I'm not sure of specific dates that this token will be issued out to users and projects alike. So what I want to convey today, or what information I want to give to you guys, is that if you want access to this token, there are ways to get it once distribution does happen to for retail. So yeah, looking at it, if you go to holders, you can see that yeah, they've been distributed out. This address at the top, at one point it had like over 90% of the tokens for a while. And it looks like this is the main address where, well, yeah, the OX10, OXCA10. So I'm not sure what exactly who owns these addresses, but basically the top address had the majority of the tokens, and they're starting to be distributed out to all these separate addresses over a certain period of time. See, so like what I believe these are the projects, smart contracts addresses, and those tokens have been distributed there. And when you use certain projects, you'll be issued a portion of these tokens that you can then use on the network. Yeah, that's my personal belief of this. So what is STRKnet token? So STRKnet token is basically, I've got this article here from Medium. It was published July 13, 2022, which is almost a year ago. It's 11 months ago, 11 months and 11 days. And it basically breaks down what exactly the token is going to be used for. Now, there have been airdrops previously, and the majority of them are for like DAOs for voting, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So you've got what would we call it? Yeah, you have the right to vote. So like the RB token or the OP token, like DAOs. But they're DAOs without let's see. I would say that the value of those tokens didn't really go anywhere because people don't really care about voting on protocols. And considering even the RB token, which happened about 3 months ago, the votes were pretty much made redundant because the majority were given to core developers who basically run the actual project. But in regards to StarkNet, you could say let's see, let's start from the beginning here. So it says that the issue will be people who be issued it are users of StarkNet, operators, people involved in the network with computer resources that perform sequencing transactions, generation of start proofs, and long-term storage providers. So we're just going to stop here on operators. If you did want to become an operator, which is people providing the network with computing resources, there is a something on Twitter or something called Casa Labs. And basically what they're doing is that they're issuing something called the Stark node. So this will allow you to do what exactly it says here, providing network with computer resources. Let's see, here it is. Yeah. So if you were to order one, basically plug it into your computer and it's like running a node from your house and securing the network. And I believe if you did that, you'd probably get a substantial amount on your token. So what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description, and then you could probably order one and plug it into your computer and yeah, start validating transactions. You're basically decentralizing the network by ordering this and keeping it secure. So yeah, there's an opportunity to earn here. I have ordered one myself. They cost about, I don't know, $320, which is a substantial amount. But I think in the long run, yeah, it will work out in your favor. They've also got a promotion going on, look, Stark 10 promo code. So if you copy and paste that into this link here, you should get a 10% discount, which is about $40. It's not bad. you know. So I'm looking forward to that. I believe that they'll be issued out on the 15th of June. So yeah, maybe get on that. See if you can, if you have the funds available and you have the computing power, why not? Why not? Do you know what I mean? And developers, if you're a dev, yeah, you're gonna get issued some tokens. Mechanisms for fee structure and token minting should be largely automated as opposed to based on significant human intervention, known and tested in other blockchains. So like that, I think that basically means if you're using Ethereum mainnet, like previously before StarkNet, there was something called StarkX, where they had like DYDX Immutable and something called Sora, which is I think a sports betting platform. If you use those, I believe that you will get issued some tokens, so you might get lucky in that respect. I think it's only 8% of the actual amount, but the snapshot for that already happened last summer, so you're pretty much out of luck in regards to that form of getting the airdrop that way. What else? Operators, smart contract developers, core developers. We'll just keep going. Initial allocation of tokens. 10 billion tokens have been minted off-chain by Starkware. Okay, the allocation is this: Starkware investors, 17%, 32% to core contributors, that's Starkware and its employees and consultants. 50% is granted to by Starkware to the foundation, earmarked as follows: 9% community provisions for those who performed work on the Starkware powered or developed the underlying technology, e.g. past users of StarkX L2 systems. Crucially, all community provisions will be based on verifiable work that was performed in the past. Okay. Community rebates in StarkNet tokens to partially cover the cost of onboarding to StarkNet from Ethereum. So that's if you bridged over to StarkNet. In one of my previous videos, I showed you how to bridge over to L2s. I think that was the one where I was talking about ZK era. I think that's 2 videos ago. So if you want to go check that out to see how to bridge, yeah, I'm not gonna go over it again and bore you guys to death. Grants, yeah. Strategic reserve, yeah, 8%. See, 8.1% unallocated. The foundation's unallocated treasury is in place to further support the Starkwood community in a manner to be decided by the community. So that's basically voting. So what are we going to do with these tokens? Is there a way to receive Starknet tokens? The short answer is yes, but there are no shortcuts to receiving tokens. Developers. Yeah, like I said, you can read over this yourself. There was I wanted to see if there was a way to talk about what the token actually does. Is there? No. Yeah. From my understanding though, the Starknet token will be used for payments as well. So you see, like when you do a transaction on Ethereum, you pay ETH and gas costs. In regards to Starknet, it will be used. The Starknet token would actually be used for gas costs to do transactions. There's a reason for this. It is still EVM compatible. The programming language is written in Cairo, which is a new programming language, and they've got loads of tutorials and stuff on that if you are a programmer. They also do it in Rust. It's going to be something big, I think, this Starknet token. It's just figuring out how the allocation works and how you can get involved in the actual network. What else has been going on? So Starknet, yeah. See, so you've got like if you were to actually want to keep up with the project, I would suggest basically following them on Twitter and joining up on their Discord. So projects that you could get involved with, I would say, let's see, Nostra Finance. Nostra Finance is saying that Money Market Alpha Live, yeah, but I'm not sure. I haven't tried it. I tried it before, and I think it was on testnet, and yeah, it's okay. It wasn't anything exciting. It's a basic, generic, like CRV-esque sort of thing where you stake your money and you earn yield on it. So that's quite interesting. But yeah, you could check that out. I'll put a link in the description for Nostra. So that's a way of you to actually, or a reason for you to actually funnel funds over to Starknet and have a go at some of the projects. Bravos as well. If you actually wanted to interact with Starknet, you will need a wallet. MetaMask doesn't actually interact with directly with Starknet, so you'd need a separate wallet. And I would suggest Bravos. Bravos wallet. I'll put a link in the description as well on how to actually. Basically, you click on it and you just download it. It's very simple. It'll give you a seed phrase and then bang, it's there, and it will sort of connect to your MetaMask. So when you bridge funds from MetaMask to Bravos using something called Orbiter, which I will just quickly show you. I've gone over this in a previous video as well. So Orbiter, yeah, this one. So Orbiter basically is the bridging network. See, so then all of a sudden it automatically brings up Bravos, yeah, and then there, and it's all set up. So then you just say, okay, I want to move some funds over. You click max and just send it, and then it will go over to Starknet, and basically from there you can interact with the applications dApps that are on StarkNet. So yeah, Bravos is also running a sort of like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Arbitrum when they've done their Odyssey thing where you minted NFTs based on the stuff that you did on the network. But Bravos are sort of doing the same thing where they are issuing NFTs for completing certain tasks. So the next one is like using their MySwap. So basically doing some transactions where you swap E for USD or something else. Then you will get some NFTs based on your performing those actions. So yeah, it's called the Starknet Journey, but it's at step 3 of the campaign. Um, and yeah, basically yeah, that's something that you might want to do as well. But pretty much that's what I want to say. I believe that this token is gonna be big in the next ball. And if you do want a piece of the action, I suggest yeah downloading Bravos Wallet and yeah interacting with Starknet. There's also another thing where you can basically have conversations with the devs and the community. Trying to think what it's called now. Starknet, Block Explorer, Identity. Yeah, you got Starknet Social as well, which is basically yeah, you create your avatar and you have your name. It's like ENS. That's perhaps something else you want to get involved in. Create your little domain name or your big domain name, and pick your avatar, and then all your socials are linked to it. So it's sort of like they're trying to collate data on how you use the network. They're trying to basically establish if you're real, because you know there's a lot of farms out there trying to farm token airdrops, and the best way to like mitigate that is to have people use the network legitimately, and to basically justify that you have to see people doing transactions like a normal human being. Going back to the Bravos wallet, I just want to quickly go over something. It's called Pro Score. So if you go to Pro Score on the right here, it will actually show you how many apps and applications you've used. So like you basically have to do a load of transactions, and it tells you which things you've used as well. So you can see I've done like 110 transactions on Mint Square, one transaction on Starknet Journey. You see, and I think the higher your score, the more likely it is that you will be issued tokens, Starknet tokens from Bravos, because the community has, or the treasury has already voted on the allocation that each project will get. So yeah, it's basically like public goods funding on optimism, where a certain allocation of tokens will be given to certain projects that help build the infrastructure, and then that in turn will be given to users of the network, because we as the users are basically experimenting on all of these new projects. So yeah, Bravos wallet. You can also use Argent, but I had a few issues with Argent. I'm not really a big fan, so I just thought I'd leave that there. That's pretty much it that I would say on Starknet. But yeah, it looks like it's coming. I mean, patience is the key here. All you got to do is jump on board yourself, and yeah, just do a couple transactions. I'm not saying you got to do thousands of dollars. Just do like a couple hundred or even 50, and just start out, because the transactions are pretty cheap. Cairo 1 1.0 has just been released. I believe that came out a couple days ago. So transactions should be faster, should be cheaper. So it's the perfect time to actually jump in and get involved. Uh, and you know, I've given you all this information. So at the end, I'm just gonna show you my project again, or not my project. It's called Go Free. It's a sports betting platform on ZK Era. I'll put a link to the referral program. If you actually do use my link and get on to ZK Era, if you spend $100, then you will basically be able to refer yourself. So not refer yourself, but refer people as well. So it could be a nice little earner for you. Yeah, check it out. I just bet on the NBA. I've been losing constantly. Like I'm not good at gambling. I'm better at looking at projects and stuff like that. So I think on Wednesday probably I'm gonna go over another project in depth that I'm excited about, that I'm trying to get involved in. I hope everyone's doing well. It's Friday. Enjoy your weekend, and yeah, God willing, everything is okay. All right, enjoy.